guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be recapping my second trimester, so weeks 13 through 28. So let's get into it. So week 13 is when we went to the fetal medicine doctor, so they gave us like more in-depth ultrasound to see how baby was growing and how the baby was doing, and also get some blood work done to see how I was doing and everything. So they found out that I was anemic, so I had to start a iron supplement, and then eventually I had to increase that because my levels were still low throughout my second trimester. And we also did the blood work to find out the gender of the baby because I wanted to do that. We wanted to see what the gender was, and we also did a at-home test, but we wanted to get like double check that because it was like 99% effective. And I talked to the doctor and they're like, just do this one just in case, like the ones that we suggest, because it goes to the lab and I'll send it right to your phone. So we had my sister-in-law get the results, and she was in charge of that for our gender reveal. So about 2 weeks later, we had our gender reveal, and we...
One, go!
found out that we were having a little boy. Sorry, the dogs are playing with their bone. So I'm going to be looking at my phone just because I have some notes from my second trimester as I'm now in the third, because my pregnancy brain is real. So 13 through 15, 13 through 16 weeks, I kind of had the same symptoms as I did with the first trimester. I was tired. The iron supplement did help that a little bit because I got a little bit of energy from that since I was diagnosed with anemia. But I was still craving very salty food, so salt and vinegar chips, wings, Chick-fil-A wraps, those were my favorite, and like Powerade and Gatorade, which I never drink, but that's what I really wanted. And I was so thirsty all the time. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night and like want to chug like a whole glass of water, which is not like me at all. And yeah, so I didn't have that many different symptoms from those weeks. But then week 17, I did also with the first round of blood work, they wanted me to do a 1-hour glucose test because I do have diabetes that runs in the family. So I had to get the testing done, extra early. So I did it in the beginning of my second trimester and the beginning of my third. So I passed my 1 hour. No, I failed my 1 hour by a little bit. And then at 17 weeks, they had me do a 3-hour glucose test. And I have a clip from that, so I'll add that here. So don't mind the appearance and my voice. My allergies are terrible right now. But currently, I'm getting my 3-hour blood draw for the glucose test because I failed my first one. So I'm waiting for my second draw. I had a fast, so I had to do one before I did the glucose drink, and then one an hour after, and now I'm on my second hour. So I had to go in a couple minutes, but honestly, the first time I got it done was a lot easier. I don't know if it's because I'm hungry, because I had a fast, or because I'm just tired or what, but I feel like, after this. But also, like, I've gotten my blood drawn twice, and I have 2 more to go, so could also be that. But yeah, so I'm 17 weeks this week. I got sick last night. That probably didn't help either. I haven't gotten sick in like a couple of weeks, and I don't know why, but like I was randomly, like, I got sick when I was eating lunch, so
that probably doesn't help either, but yeah, starting to feel the baby move, so that's really nice and comforting, but as you can tell, I'm out of breath, but I think that's mainly because my allergies, because they have been so bad the last couple of weeks, and I mean, it's always congested now, but yep, I'll check back in when I'm done.
I felt so terrible after my 3-hour glucose test because you have to get your blood drawn 4 different times. You have to do like the fasted one and then every hour for 3 hours. So I purposely did it on a day that I didn't have work because I wanted to get it done in the morning and it's like a huge chunk of time. So I did that. Throughout the test, I felt like just so tired and just felt like, ugh. So after the test, I was like, I'm gonna reward myself with Chick-fil-A. So I got my Powerade and I got a wrap and fries, I think. And I was so hungry that I ate really fast, which was not a good idea because I was so nauseous and I actually got sick. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, the nausea's back. I'm gonna get sick again, like sick, just like my first trimester. But luckily, that was one of the only times I got sick in my second trimester. Other than that, it was like, sorry, the dogs, weeks weeks later because of heartburn. Week 18 and 20, I really didn't have much difference of symptoms. Week 20 was when I started like feeling different things. So I put, and this was the end of October, I put that I was craving sweets. And that was something new for me because during the whole first trimester and up until then, I craved everything salty. I wanted nothing to do with sweets. Like, I was like, and that's very odd for me because I'm usually crave like salty then sweet. I did not crave sweets at all until October, and then like I wanted like candy, ice cream, and donuts. It was so like not good for me, but I wanted like all the sweets. And then also week 20, I said I felt the baby kick through my stomach for the first time, and that was so exciting because like the first time you feel the kick, it's like, oh my gosh, this is actually real because I was showing a little bit. I was like extremely bloated, so it just looked like I had like a nice lunch. It didn't look like I was pregnant. So the fact that I could feel the baby inside me, that like made it so much more real. Which was crazy. Jaren didn't feel him until a couple weeks later when his kicks were more prominent, but it was so cool to feel him like fluttering inside and like kicking a little bit. Week 21, I put that my ribs are very uncomfortable and feels like someone's pushing on them, and I couldn't get comfortable. And that was, sorry, I'm out of breath, very common towards the end of my second trimester because I felt like there was a lot of stretching and pulling, and just like I felt like there was a lot of pressure on my ribs, especially like in between my ribs, because I felt like he was so high up and like in my ribs that I could not breathe at all. Week 22, I put that I had my first migraine, and leading up to that, I did not have any headaches or migraines from my first trimester to like week 22, which was so nice because I am prone to getting headaches and migraines, especially from like um, past concussions. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so nice not having headaches or like any migraines. But I got my first migraine, and I think that's been, knock on wood, headaches, but no migraines, which is amazing. Also, week 22, my milk started coming in, and I thought that was like towards the end of your pregnancy, but I started leaking around 22 and has been consistent since. What else? Oh, towards the end of, I've had heartburn my whole pregnancy, but definitely towards like week 23 through I would say 28, my indigestion and heartburn were so bad that like Tums wouldn't relieve it. I remember on Christmas Day I had to go to CVS because that was the only thing that was open, and get some other stuff that was pregnancy safe that I could take because my heartburn was so bad that I got sick because it felt like my throat was burning and would not stop. That was definitely crazy. The heartburn was, that was bad. My heartburn is like now, but it was extremely bad then. What else? I'm trying to look at my notes. So towards like the end of week, it was Christmas, right after Christmas. So like when I was going into my third, I can't, like pregnancy brain is so real. At the middle of my week 28, they wanted me to go and get my glucose tested again to see how it was because I was now in my third trimester, and I definitely got some results that I was not expecting, but you'll have to stay tuned for my recap of my third trimester. So thank you all for watching, and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Bye, guys.